Y'all calling this peak? This peak Dragon Ball? I gave up. The moment I saw Vegito defuse in Super, I was done with the entire series. And after that, I was kind of just watching to see what else I could hate on, because fuck this shit. Fuck this, bro. Fuck this series. Super Saiyan 4 is a thing now, apparently. And I got major issues with that shit. Yeah, I was looking at...
Oh, damn. 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 Hey, this nigga just simultaneously admitted that he's such a hater that when Dragon Ball Daima revealed that Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3 the whole time in Super, and that Goku had Super Saiyan 4 the entire time in Super, that it frustrated him. Okay, it agitated the butthurt. So remember the previous video that we were reacting to where he was having fun reacting to a Kalualicious video and he's just throwing insults at Vegeta and how dare Vegeta not wear protection against Bulma? How dare he not force Bulma to be with Yamcha? Yamcha was the only one she ever really messed with. Yeah, Vegeta took an L for bagging billionaire buns Bulma. Yeah, he tells us he would have never kept Bulma because Bulma was for the streets and she wasn't with Yamcha. Just a whole bunch of crazy stuff you would have never believed. You mean to tell me you gonna turn down a pair of billionaire buns? He said Bulma's an L. Bulma made a time machine. In a ruined future as well. Come on, bro. Now, he just told us something that I needed to hear. Something that when I first reacted to the first video, I suspected was the case. And I made the video and I told you guys, I suspect this is the case. But as I went forward into the videos, I found other videos that kept substantiating other parts of the blueprint, telling me the symptoms that we already know to look for in order to see, hey, this guy claims Vegeta is his favorite character, but sometimes they tell you that so that they can try and lower your guard. Because it's normally the real fans of a character who are the first ones to hear something and say, hold up, man, that don't sound right. That's wrong. So in order to avoid being corrected immediately, he wants to get under people's skin. He wants to do effective hating. He had to try and essentially neutralize the people that would notice immediately. And I noticed immediately, regardless.
Some, C++. Yes, I'm learning. Yeah, suck my dick.
So he pretty agitated. I would say that's in your own mouth right now. Okay, that's in your own mouth right now. And okay, it's doing a chest search on your ass right now. Yeah. So the cycle of life. Yeah, you look like a recycle symbol right now. So this is what I think. I think that just like I've called it out with other people, this has bothered you so much that you've now chosen to get disrespectful with people about it. Well, you were already to the point where you wanted to get under their skin because they enjoy something that clapped you up. You were wrong. I want you to check more of this video out. We're going to actually move forward. Let me shut up so that you can get the gist of what I got.
But anyway, what is this, bro? First things first, this looks wrong because he's chippy as hell. When Super Saiyan 4 was introduced in GT, the reason why he...
Don't care. Because there is no reason in universe. There was never a reason given to us. You're about to make some shit up. And I know better than allow you to do that without immediately warning people first. Okay? So, first off, you don't have any reason. But since you're trying to come up with a reason, I definitely know now you will not have the ability to object when I tell you that Daima Super Saiyan 4, its transformation is essentially the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That's why the hair's red. Yeah. And see, if you're going to reach into a magical, knapsack and tell me that, hey, Goku turns into an adult because it's a limit-breaking form and a dragon's wish can't, because that's a whole lot of that's a lot of hoopla over that Krabby Patty. Damn. And we ain't gonna have that because I'm looking in the show for where that's said. That's not said anywhere. Dragon Ball GT didn't respect you enough to give you an explanation. You want to know why they did it? Because they thought it looked cooler if he was an adult. So they realized that it was a mistake to have him as a child and backed out of it at the end. They always do this, just like they tried to end the series but still did a Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr. Trash. Okay? But you understand that because it's the red hair, it's on par with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and it's still stronger than that. Right? For a number of reasons that I'll prove later on in this video. But right now, I just don't want to hear you complaining because they made it make sense. If Goku's body is a child, then he should transform and he should be a child. There should be no... You're trying to tell me it's impossible to use this transformation as a child? That was never said. You came up with that. You're making shit up now because what they gave you isn't enough for you to sound smart enough in these conversations, in these discussions. And you've already had multiple discussions essentially talking about how stupid Dragon Ball Super is. And it never did anything as dumb as this, in my personal opinion. So, it's a good thing that Dragon Ball GT is dead and it's never coming back. Like how Super is continuing. Dragon Ball GT is never coming back. Dragon Ball Daima was the only thing that will be around that is somewhat similar to its likeness in the fact that Goku was a child. But luckily they were smart enough to know, hey, he needs to go back to being an adult. Okay? Check this out.
He grew up.
That's another thing. Niggas who are upset that he looks like... You didn't have a problem with Goku looking like a kid the entire time, but you got a problem with Daima Super Saiyan 4, the one. Yeah, sure. I don't believe that. You just don't like losing. And I like seeing you lose. So, check this out.
On transforming was simple. Super Saiyan 4 is a limit-breaking form. It's not a...
No, it's not. The concept of transforming can always be described as breaking limits, but it's more so understood, more so conveyed in Dragon Ball Super with like God forms and stuff of them breaking limits. They actually convey and show and explain and develop these intricacies of the transformations in ways that Super Saiyan 4 never even got touched on. They didn't tell you anything about Super Saiyan 4. You guys tried to come up with everything on your own. And the reason why you have to do that is because they didn't give you nothing. They didn't respect you. GT didn't respect you enough to give you these answers. And the only other alternative is for you to accept that that's the grade of the show, something without answers for anything that you liked. It's nonsensical. It's nonsensical, bro. And, you need to be just as strict with GT's ass as you are with Super's front. Check this out.
Multiplier. It doesn't work like regular Super Saiyan. First, he had to get his tail back, which clearly he didn't do. I don't know who this old nigga is.
Why are you using Dragon Ball GT to try and establish the way things have to happen? They have absolutely no authority, okay, or influence over the way things work in the Dragon Ball franchise at all. Okay, they borrowed everything out of Toriyama's toy box, out of the canon's toy box, and they were given permission to make their own little Lego town, but they told them your town won't actually be on the canon map. It actually doesn't exist. But if you want to put it together, have fun. If you want to pretend that the controller 2's plugged in, go right ahead. I will not police what buttons you press. It's just not going to do anything in this game, in this story. And Toriyama explicitly told us that Dragon Ball GT is not connected in any way to the canon continuity. So there. And Super and Daima and Z, yes, they're all canon. They're all in that continuity. So they tell you how shit works, not the other way around. They tell you how Super Saiyan 4 works. And they snatched Super Saiyan 4 up, brought it back to the hotel, and it's been there all night with Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Daima. That's a fact. Okay? And it's never going back to GT. Because GT ain't doing nothing no more. Okay? GT ain't doing nothing but trying to relive the glory days, but there ain't none. There was never none. They were delusional. And now you see that the bigger and better man got your Super Saiyan 4. So you know what's going to happen when something go over there to the bigger and better. It's going to be happy. Super Saiyan 4 is happy. They could be happy for Super Saiyan 4. Let your Super Saiyan 4 go and be... You want her to be happy, right? She want to be happy with him. Let her go be happy. You should want her to be with him.
Some energy, and then Goku just started transforming.
But you ain't got a problem with the transformation of a space otter into a pair of pliers, or excuse me, a space otter's son who transforms into a pair of pliers and then they pull Goku's butt. I'm waiting for you to call it an ass pull. Go ahead and call Diamond's transformation an ass pull so I can remind you that they literally pulled Goku's butt.
Just out of nowhere. Grew his tail back instantly. How?
How? But you didn't ask how they took a pair of pliers to his tailbone, pulled, and I just came out with fur on it already. You didn't ask that? Or you didn't care? Because if Dragon Ball Super succeeds, all you got to do is say, go daddy. But Dragon Ball Super, listen, I understand. You don't want to say them words. If Dragon Ball GT succeed, all you got to say is go daddy. Let me say it right. But, hey, Dragon Ball Super is daddy now for you. And I want all y'all to understand that Dragon Ball Super is literally leading the franchise forward, carrying more on its shoulders than ever before, and doing better artwork, better animation, better story, better development for all the characters. Nobody cares about Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT. We're glad it's gone. We're glad it surpassed. We're glad we got the official confirmation, because niggas like you were trying to be a detriment to the canonical story, constantly trying to suggest what was stronger. No, we marked out Dragon Ball GT. This was the marking out of GT because Toriyama was tired of y'all niggas playing with him. So he said, man, you know what, man? We're going to tell them niggas to shut up. And at the end of the day, they're going to be bodied by this information. And I would say that you're torsoed. Bodied.
Whatever. Because I can go into ass pull transformations. Y'all swear GT does ass pulls.
There you go. You said it. You attempted to call this an ass pull, but they literally pulled Goku's ass for Super Saiyan 4 in Dragon Ball GT, and you were happy about it. Oh, you were absolutely happy about it. You were doing damn river dance. Okay, you was river dancing over them pulling Goku's butt, and you didn't have zero criticisms or problems. You know, that's what I assume. That's what I imagine. This is my opinion. And now look at you.
But where the fuck was this coming from? And this is technically supposed to be right after the Buu saga.
You complained about Neva helping him spark something he had already worked for and it was already present. But did you give a damn about Elder Kai or them otters with the pliers? Did you give a damn about why is Goku going to Elder Kai asking him? You didn't care. Once again, you don't care. This is just being a sore loser. So once we all know that you're just mad because you lost after you were laughing, we all understand not to give a damn and to let you sit with the punishment, to let you sit with the L that you were so damn determined to hold, because you were running around laughing and building publicity for the receiving of the L trophy, and now you got it. Okay, it's a whole lot of butt hurt that maybe we can alleviate. You know, and the puppies in the background going absolutely nuts. They feel bad for you.
Not only is his transformation weaker, because Goku's weaker base.
False. Because as you can see, where Goku had issues with stamina, was having a hard time using instant transmission, having a hard time using Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta didn't have that issue. Now, Vegeta had literally only had this for less than a year. And when he had his age reversed, he was still using Super Saiyan 3 with literally nothing against his stamina. He also said he wasn't used to having his age reversed, to being in that body, and he was still performing fighting Tamagami 2, who was stronger than Tamagami 3. Neva then increased his power, and he was getting jumped by a Kraken that Goku said was stronger than himself. He thought it was stronger than both of them until he found out Vegeta had Super Saiyan 3. And there was zero instance of Super Saiyan 3 having any effect on Vegeta's stamina. The only time that Vegeta's stamina became an issue was when they clarified that it was from the damage they had retained from when they were small. It had nothing to do with Super Saiyan 3. Because if it did, Vegeta wouldn't have immediately gone Super Saiyan 3 right after turning into an adult with that same damage and bodying the hell out of Goma for a while. That happened. So as long as Goku and GT has these limitations and these capabilities that were established all the way up to the point that tail got pulled, it's obvious that they're way beyond Dragon Ball GT. And the hair, remember? The hair of the transformation, just like Gogeta, signifies that it's on par with that. So, yes, no. I hear you, but yes, no. Okay.
But then y'all removed the fact that it was a limit breaker, so he's still a.
That was never said in universe, and that is literally just a phrase. Okay? If you say that, you're assuming that this is a limit. You know, you guys try to make it seem like Super Saiyan 4 is the absolute strongest that a person can get, but that's not true. If a person gathers energy, if a person charges energy, if a person continues to train, then they grow stronger. But what you're doing is it's basically telling me Goku in Dragon Ball GT had a level that he could not go beyond no matter what. He was not evolving. He was not adapting. He was not growing beyond that point. Also, your Goku never went in the room of spirit in time with Vegeta. He never got training from Whis. Okay, he never had the control to apply Kaioken. So there's just so many more things that these guys have in power and stature and their abilities that you just never had in GT. I mean, going into the room of spirit in time for 3 years at a time, going into an enhanced version that Beerus trains in, where you can't even move under normal circumstances. And even the time in the room of spirit in time with Oob would have only been up to a couple of months because Goku's already been in twice and only had a little bit of time left to stay in from leaving early his previous times. So yeah, he wasn't in there long at all. Okay, so Dragon Ball GT is actually fodder and weak as hell. In fact, Goku's actually weak as hell too for even having to perform against fodder versions. Everybody in GT is weak. There is no development shown for Gohan between arcs. Goten, Trunks, there is no getting stronger for any of those guys. They're stationary. They're weak. They haven't had any development. So just like Goku, with his capabilities already shown underneath what we see Vegeta doing in Daima, GT itself falls completely short and is weak as hell. Daima raised the bar over Dragon Ball GT. You don't even get past Daima. Check this out.
Child here. He's not supposed to be a child. It's supposed to be him and his.
Why? He is a child. He's in a child's body. No, I think the words you're looking for are Super Saiyan 4 isn't supposed to magically make him bigger every time he uses it. Just deciding what he's supposed to, what size he's supposed to be. And they never said that, nigga. You made it up. You made that up, okay? They never said that. Let's go. Now, for anybody that's upset with me and my assessment of the red hair with Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, listen, I think that that's a lot more acceptable to look at the terms of the hair when dealing with Super Saiyan 4, as we've seen a black-haired and a red-haired Super Saiyan 4. This came out closer to the red-haired, so that's understood. But this entire mess about the Dragon's Wish not being able to retain hold over Super Saiyan 4, yeah, Goku's not getting... that's not how wishes work. Getting revived doesn't mean you go back to the afterlife if you get too strong for the elders. No, you're capped out. Okay, you literally got cornered. You didn't know what else to say. You wanted to defend GT so badly. And you being forced to make arguments like these are 100% why you end up getting so damn mad that you're like, forget the series, that you're saying things like that you're saying things like, F the series, I'm done. It's because you've been forced to come up with these defenses because you've been lying, trying to get under people's skin, and it leaves you with limited options to respond to when things like this happen. So you just get forced into yoga positions seamlessly, like Armored King got his hands on you. And we play Tekken, so we talking about in Tekken in a video game, but Armored King showing you the beats right now and busting your doonies down, okay, just like Dragon Ball Super did. And we're so happy because I saw your videos of you celebrating and talking mess, but now I see you crying. This is excellent. I love playing the sport of Dragon Ball.
Peak. What the hell, bro? And then you got fans doing their head cannons and shit.
You just
talking about timeline.
You just did head cannon, nigga. Shut up. Respectfully, shut up. You just did head cannon. Shut up. Okay? You just did head cannon. What you talking about? And your head cannon sound ridiculous. Yeah, he's so strong that the wish undoes that. No, that's not how it works. Once the wish is made, it's made. Okay? It doesn't follow you around for the rest of your life. The wish affects you, and it's done. And you've never seen an instance where that wasn't the case. So why don't you cut that out and stop trying to undo the physics in universe? You try to undo everything else to keep this pile of shit standing. Respectfully.
Science and everything, bro. I'm done. I'm done with this shit, man.
Good. It ain't done with you, though. It's marking you out with every step forward. And we got to react to it all to see how you handling it. Okay, sometimes you got to put a mirror in front of the bed to see how they handling it. How you handling it?
I'm sick of debating canonicity when it comes to this series because it's clear that both of these are.
Well, you already admitted. You said technically this is the same. These are the. You already admitted. You know that they're the same continuity. So you know what's up. And you just said people had canons with timelines. So you know that timeline mess is fake. Okay, because it was never stated. Nothing about a different timeline dimension. That was not said. They literally told us it's between two identifiable points in the canon. It literally happened in the canonical story. That's Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Daima, and Dragon Ball Super. Just no Dragon Ball GT. And as long as you can accept that, you'll be okay. But you niggas got your arms and legs folded, and you don't know how to get them untucked. You're going to need Dragon Ball Super, okay? And it's going to need to get unsucked in order for you to stop hating. But I'm hoping, I mean, you referring other people to your manhood in this video where you told people to, you referred people to that. So you're really upset. But Dragon Ball GT ended such a long time ago. Aren't you the irrational one here? Aren't you the unreasonable one here, getting this mad over something that was never even going to keep moving in the first place? But here you are trying to protect its memory.
All over the place. Now, I've seen people say that Daima was supposed to be like a new story. It was supposed to be separated. It was like its own timeline. Cool, but I wish they said that shit about Super.
Nigga voice was cracking and he went right to Super. I wish. Why? What logical reason do you have to wish aside from you're a hater and you want it to have its downfall so that you can keep winning? This establishes that so long as it's on the other foot, you feel like you're winning. So should we feel bad? Should we save a nigga from the consequences of that which he partook in? Like when it comes down to him having fun, laughing in people's faces about it? No. You should let that nigga get marked out. You should let that nigga continue to get tooted up by the canon because it's got him tooted up. You should continue to let that nigga get absolutely, positively tooted up. The way it did Shavar Madner, the way it did Black Sasuke, the way it did all these niggas. You shouldn't have to worry about, well, he's wrong, and I'm worried about how mad he's going to be because he's wrong. Man, fuck that nigga. Respectfully. That nigga did not care about none of y'all as far as being in this community. They don't care about y'all. They calling y'all stupid. So as long as they gonna be here and as long as they gonna tell jokes, they gonna have to hear jokes. They was fine with hearing the jokes they told. Make them niggas hear the jokes that you find funny. I find it funny when a nigga that laughed the entire time is forced to watch it spin the block and jump on his ass. I think that's funny. Dragon Ball Super jumped on y'all. You didn't think it was coming back. You think because we way up here in the storyline, we won't tell a prequel on your ass, establishing Super Saiyan 4, exposing Super Saiyan 4. And it's been nothing but gripped bed sheets for GT fans ever since.
But no, apparently these bullshit ass recolor transformations are supposed to be.
Oh, you mean like Golden Uzaru or Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT? Which literally just recolored the image in Goku's eyes when he was turning Super Saiyan 3 in the Buu Saga? Or Super Saiyan 4, the recolored image of Super Saiyan 4. He was okay with that. So, what are you talking about? These transformations actually got lore and concepts behind them. Your Super Saiyan 4 ain't nothing but something that a nigga pulled out a pair of pliers for. It got the wackiest achievement record. Like, oh, they pulled my tail out. First it wasn't working, but then they tied him still and he held the pliers while I flew. And I'm like, whoa, man, this is just draining the aura from the situation and from the transformation. And then Vegeta with the Blunts wave amplifier. And that's what you like, though. That's what you like, though. The way that they achieved Super Saiyan 4. First, golden great ape and then essentially controlling Uzaru. Something Vegeta could already do. He already could control Uzaru. He was a royal Saiyan. He said among the royal Saiyans, basically, among his rank, that shit ain't that hard to do. For niggas like Goku, niggas can't do that, or niggas don't know how to do that. But it was already something Vegeta could do. So I wasn't excited to see. That.
Main canon is supposed to connect with Z somehow, even though this shit contradicts stuff dating all the way back to the Saiyan saga.
What the fuck are you talking about? It contradicts things all the way back to the Saiyan saga. Well, I mean, the creator had his ability to retcon if he wanted to, or to reveal that you didn't know what you was talking about previously. Both were in his authority, and he chose to do what he did. So it doesn't matter. Once he tell you that it's the same continuity, you're welcome to speculate, but all of your speculations better be within within that viewpoint, within the undeniable fact, the absolute fact that these are canon. And yeah, let me hear you speculate now. But you ain't happy to do that because every idea marks you out. Every idea drains a little bit more of your passion to come out here hating, don't it? And that shit is exhausting. And that's why I tell you niggas, it's not healthy. Oh, damn. It's not healthy to be battle memes. It's not healthy to be Black Sasuke. It's not healthy to be Mad Black Entertainment. Okay? It's not. Check this out.
I've talked about this on numerous occasions. All right. But whatever. So, no Golden Uzaru. He's not controlling his inner Uzaru power. That's not what this is. And if it is what it is, why the hell did he need help from a Namekian to even get there in the first?
The Namekians created the Dragon Balls, and they've been helping ever since then. And this is what I was saying earlier. Why the hell did he need help from Elder Kai, nigga? That Namekian go all the way back to before the Kais separated and moved amongst that go all the way back. That Namekian is a part of ancient history, basically. He know things about the origin of the Namekians, and you mad. But Elder Kai didn't do nothing but borrow a space otter and have him turn into a pair of pliers and pull Goku pants down. Then got uncomfortably close on Goku's backside without explaining what he was doing. I was weirded out. But you like that, though, for some reason. And you want to go back to that. But we ain't going back to that. All right?
Please. That's my first problem. Second problem, doesn't even bring his body to peak condition. He's still a child.
What the fuck does that mean? First off, you were over there flexing earlier that a transformation growing you bigger with extra muscles that's not the tactical way. So, no, you don't want a form that dictates that you have to be that tall. You want a form that adheres to the level that your body is at and can be operated as such. Not some nonsensical Sailor Moon transformation that they never explained or told you why. And that's because there is no in-universe reason. It happens because they think it looks cooler than being a child. But they made it make sense in Daima. While he's a child, it should be as a child. While he's an adult, it should be as an adult. We're not going to make him magically grow into an adult and then he get turned into an adult and he's still the same. That's stupid. And you want it to be stupid so that it can remind you of Dragon Ball GT. Nigga.
And this dude looked like he wearing a red Under Armour that's been torn up in the middle and rolled up on the sleeves.
And Dragon Ball GT got piss-stained pants that look like he ain't never getting into the club because he got that mullet. And it's pretty damn dingy. Nobody wants to deal with Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT. It's lame. Your clothes magically changing to these nonsensical outfits. I saw it was a little bit of something that changed in Daima the first time he did it. But not like in GT. GT had me feeling like somebody was about to scream Sailor Venus.
His hair is red when it should have been black. Whatever, that's a minor design.
You didn't have a problem with Gogeta and his hair was red, and you didn't say his hair should have been black, so don't say it over here. You hater. Okay, so look at you going through your little list of things that don't make sense. Your list of things that left you with unalleviated butt hurt. Your list of things that taught you 19 different yoga positions and they all got your face down, ass up. Check this out.
An issue. It's not even really red. It's more like a fucking magenta look. Why the hell does he look magenta? Like the best part about, cause this is what they're doing. They're doing more color coded shit now with the transformations. Like you look at the bottom, Vegeta's blue. Everything's blue. It's fucking.
It was already color coded when it went yellow, when it went gold. It was already color coded. And just because your transformation chose to go back to black, which was base form hair, and you're not original for that, all of the Saiyans already had that. You want to act like it's the smartest thing in the universe. No, nigga. No, nigga. I suggest you start watching Dragon Ball again.
Uniform is blue on top of his hair, eyebrows, and eyes. They don't even deviate.
See, so now we reach the problem. Super Saiyan 4 and GT was nothing but a fashion statement. Changing your pants, respawning your tank top like a symbiote suit, and you want us to do it over here with God forms? Hell no, nigga. You keep that. You can have that back. You can have that idea back. You over here judging, well, why is he wearing a blue spandex suit with his hair blue? So you really want it to be Sailor Moon now. You want my nigga styling his outfits to match his damn hair. You want my nigga to be like, I can't wear that. It clashes with my hairstyle. No wonder you was over there wondering about what he was doing with his stroke game. No wonder you was over there mad because he jumped on Bulma. Who you want him to jump on? You?
Variations with the color schemes anymore. With GT, Super Saiyan 4, Goku.
Hey, my nigga, let me stop you right here. You can stop talking about Dragon Ball GT. It's gone. It ain't coming back, nigga. It ain't coming back, nigga. You got all the time in the world to lay up and watch a movie with Dragon Ball Super. To lay up and watch a movie with Dragon Ball GT. You got all the time in the world. That's going to happen. It's going to turn a movie on. You've been Netflixing and chilling with motherfucking Dragon Ball Super and you done lost track of the time. You had work in the morning.
Had black hair. He had, I think it was either green or gold eyes. He had black around his eyes. Okay. And
it was lame. It was lame. I personally didn't like the eyeliner look. Okay, I personally didn't like it. I cared more for the look on Majin Vegeta than the Super Saiyan 4 look. Super Saiyan 4 look just looked so bad. Why is it changing their clothes to a predetermined style? What's your excuse for that? See, it's proof. GT Super Saiyan 4 don't make sense. You tried it with the peak condition. Explain the clothes. You can't, because the clothes are just like the growing of his body. Nonsensical and stupid. Don't make sense because it didn't need to make sense because they didn't respect you as fans. There is no reason. It just does it. Okay?
the fur on his chest and his arms was red. Like they actually had a difference in color scheme.
It was lame, bro. It was lame, bro. Let me hear more, though.
His pants also glowed a lighter, tone of orange.
Listen to him now. Hating on an entire show because GT Goku's pants glowed a lighter tone of orange. Ooh, yay. Goku, your pants. Hated on Vegeta the entire time while saving Goku's life, but worried about Goku pants or how to get them off. I'm getting tired of you, bro. I'm getting tired of you. You have now proven to me that you a hater. You said you was a hater. You lied and said you was a Vegeta fan. You doing so because you want to get under people's skin. And then it turns out that they got under your skin first. And you gave up. Said you done. Said I'm done. I'm done. I heard this from so many people. Number 3 content. Or is it number 4 content? I can't remember. Oh, no, that's number 3. Number 3 content. The same way. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. Omari done said that so many times. Laughing Stock done said that. Niggas done said that. But you ain't done. You ain't done. It ain't done with you. Check this out.
Yeah, I know. You're nitpicking. You're just You're just hating out. Yeah, that's what I'm here to do. I'm hating on this bullshit ass series.
Thank you for, by the way, you're hating on the series and it's beating you and making you beg. And you're out here talking about why did it have to do this? You're not just hating, you're crying at this point. Hating turns into crying. Okay, you hate something bad enough, you start crying about it.